There comes a moment in every life, usually late at night, when the noise finally stops. No messages, no expectations, no one asking anything from you, just you and your thoughts. And in that silence, you begin to realize something uncomfortable. Most of your life, you have been running toward approval, running away from fear, running without ever asking where you were actually going. Tonight is different. Tonight, you stop running. And when you stop, you begin to see. From the outside, a person can look complete. They have a routine, a job, a role, a personality others recognize. But inside, there is distance. Distance between who they are and who they pretend to be. They learned early that acceptance often requires performance. So they adjusted, softened their truth, hid their edges, not because they were weak, but because they wanted to belong. Years pass like this, and one day, they realize they have built a life around someone they barely know. Not because they were dishonest, but because they were never given a space to be honest with themselves. Tonight, you give yourself that space. Distraction is everywhere. Screens, noise, endless scrolling, endless stimulation. Not because people are curious, but because they are avoiding something. Avoiding the questions that don't have easy answers. Am I happy? Am I becoming who I hoped I would be? Or am I simply continuing because stopping feels dangerous? Silence removes the escape routes. And at first, it feels uncomfortable. But discomfort is not the enemy. Discomfort is the doorway, because what you discover in silence has been waiting for you all along. There is a difference between being lost and being disconnected. Lost means there is no direction. Disconnected means you stop listening. Most people did not lose themselves. They simply learned to ignore themselves. They ignored the quiet voice that said, "This path is not yours." They ignored the tension in their chest, the quiet resistance that appeared before every decision that betrayed their truth. They kept moving, because movement is rewarded. Stillness is not, but stillness is where clarity lives. And clarity has been waiting for you, patiently. Change does not begin when you act. It begins when you see. The moment you notice your patterns, they begin to lose their control over you. The moment you see the habits that drain you, they stop feeling invisible. Awareness is quiet power. It does not force. It does not rush. It simply reveals. And once something is revealed, you can never fully pretend you didn't see it. Tonight, you are not trying to fix your entire life. You are simply allowing yourself to see it clearly. That alone changes everything. The world constantly suggests that you must become more productive, more confident, more impressive. But peace does not come from becoming someone else. It comes from removing what was never truly you. The pressure, the imitation, the unnecessary weight of expectation. You were never incomplete. You were simply covered, layer by layer, by survival, by adaptation, by fear. And now, layer by layer, you begin to return. Not to a new version of yourself, but to the original one. Speed creates the illusion of progress, but speed without direction leads nowhere faster. Slowing down allows you to notice what speed hides. The tension in your body, the thoughts that repeat, the emotions that were never fully felt. Most people are afraid to slow down because they fear what they might discover. But what you discover is not weakness, it is truth. And truth is lighter than illusion. It does not exhaust you. It frees you. There is a version of you that existed only to survive. A version that tolerated more than it should have, accepted less than it deserved, stayed silent when it needed to speak. That version was not wrong. It was necessary at the time, but survival is not the same as living. And you are no longer obligated to remain who you were in order to honor who you are becoming. Growth is quiet. It does not announce itself loudly. It reveals itself in what you no longer tolerate. in what you no longer chase, in what you finally release. Peace was never something you had to earn. It was something you had to stop interrupting with overthinking, with comparison, with the constant need to be somewhere else. This moment, right now, is enough. Not because everything is perfect, but because you are present. And presence is where peace begins. If your world is filled with urgency, your mind will never rest. If your world is filled with noise, your thoughts will never settle. You do not need to control every thought. You only need to change what's around you. Quiet environments create quiet minds. Gentle routines create stable emotions. Consistency creates safety. Not all at once, but slowly, naturally, like water shaping stone. Most people believe transformation is far away, that it requires dramatic change, a different life, a different identity. But transformation begins in moments like this, moments where nothing dramatic happens, except awareness, except honesty, except the quiet decision to stop abandoning yourself. You are not far from becoming who you were meant to be. You are simply one honest moment away, and this may be that moment. There is nothing you need to force tonight, nothing you need to prove. Just listen, just breathe, just allow yourself to exist without pressure, because the person you are becoming is not created through struggle. It is revealed through stillness, and tonight you have begun